The goldsmith who forged his own coin. On inflation. In a town where coins were rare and the market hungry, there lived a goldsmith whose hands were the most skillful in the province. He had served his apprenticeship under a master, who had served his under master, who had served his under master, in an unbroken line that reached, the family said, to the time of the old kings. The goldsmith was the inheritor of that line. He had hands that could lay gold leaf as thin as breath and engrave a king's face on a coin no wider than a thumbnail. He had not, however, in his middle years, had as much work as his fathers had had. The province had grown poorer. The commissions had thinned. One winter, finding himself short of work and full of a strange, restless energy, the goldsmith melted down an old chalice that had been gathering dust on his shelf, and he minted a single coin. On its face he engraved, not the king's likeness, but his own. He told himself it was a joke. It was the kind of joke a man makes alone in his workshop in February, when the snow has been on the road for 2 months, and there has been no one to talk to but the apprentice, who does not laugh. He took it to the baker. The baker held the coin to the light. He laughed. "A handsome man," he said. "I do not know him, but the gold is good." And he gave the goldsmith a loaf. The goldsmith walked home through the snow with the loaf under his arm. He minted 10 more coins that night. He told himself in the morning that he would not spend them. He spent them. They were taken. He minted 100. He spent them throughout the town in small denominations at different shops on different days. Each merchant looked at the coin, considered the face, considered the gold, and accepted it. The goldsmith had a knack for choosing merchants who did not look too closely. He minted 1,000. The town began, by spring, to fill with his face. His face appeared on the counter of every shop. His face passed from hand to hand at the market. His face went into the offering plate at the church and was taken out by the priest, who did not know the man it depicted but appreciated the workmanship. His face was given to children as their first coins. The children played with him. They held mock markets among themselves, in which they bought and sold pretend goods with the goldsmith's face, learning, without knowing it, the shape of his nose. He grew larger in his own house. This was the first sign. His chairs, which had fit him for years, became too small. His coat, which had been a good fit at his last fitting, would no longer close at the chest. He had not eaten more than usual. He was not, by any visible measure, becoming fatter. He was becoming, somehow, larger in a way the world had to accommodate. His house began to feel cramped. He had the carpenter widen the door of his workshop. He had the carpenter widen the door again 6 months later. The carpenter, when paid in coins bearing the goldsmith's face, looked at the goldsmith strangely. The carpenter did not, however, refuse the work. One morning in early autumn, the goldsmith walked into the baker's shop and laid down a coin bearing the face of a thin, sad man he had never seen. The man on the coin was not him. He had minted the coin himself the night before, on a whim that had come from somewhere he could not name, and he had engraved a face that was not his own and not any face he had. The face had been thin, the face had been sad, the face had been in its way very particular. He asked the baker for bread. The baker looked at the coin, he looked at the goldsmith. He laughed, but the laugh was not the same laugh as before. "There is no such man," said the baker. "I do not know him, I have never seen him. The town has not made a coin of him. The gold is fine, but the face is wrong. Bring me a coin with your face on it, and I will give you bread. There are no other men now. The town has been buying with your face for a year. We have lost the habit of any other. Bring me yourself, or do not bring me anything." The goldsmith stood very still. He understood then that he had eaten the town. He had not meant to. He had meant only to make a joke in February. The joke had spread. It had reached every counter, every till, every offering plate, every child's playing hand. The town had absorbed his face. The town had also, in the absorbing, lost the capacity to receive any other face. He had not, in his year of minting, only made coins. He had unmade the town's ability to buy bread from a stranger. He walked home without the bread. He did not mint again. He melted the 1,000 coins back into bars over the course of a winter. He could not, however, melt the 1,000 coins that were in the town. They continued to pass from hand to hand. his face remained on every counter. He died in time in his small house and was buried by the church, and the priest preached a kind sermon about him. The coins continued. They are in some province, still in circulation, very worn, the face on them almost smoothed away, almost, but not quite, the face of any small handsome man. The self that mints itself onto every coin loses. At last, the power to buy bread from a stranger. There are no strangers in the kingdom of the inflated. There are no others, there is only the inflated face on every counter, on every till, in every child's hand. The work is to stop minting in February. Most do not.